We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Hit it. Welcome all, and all welcome to something we like to call SportsVista. I am your boy, Baby Moy. That is Big Ness, and we are alongside Crystal, ladies and gentlemen. This is We Are ENT Hooligans, the entertainment hub for who? The entertainment hub for all. Welcome to this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Thursday afternoon as we welcome you no matter what you're doing. If you're in the lunch hour in accordance to Pacific time, or if you're leaving your office, because some people do leave at this time of day. I mean, they're lucky, right? They start from, say,
that is true.
5 to 3 or 6 to 3, you know? So,
yep, that's correct.
Whatever you're doing, if you're tuning in, if you're in your car, if you're at home, no matter where you're at, tune us in. Risk getting fired because of us. It's worth it. You know why? Because we're the best thing going on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. That's right.
That's what we do,
speaking of you guys, if you want to follow us, if you want to stalk us, if you want to be a pain you know where, if you want to bother us, if you want to be a nuisance, if you want to be a housefly, Ness, Crystal, one of you, please tell them how they can do it.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. The links will be provided in the video. You know?
That was a reference to Mark Calloway. There was an interview conducted by a pastor out of all things. And for those of you who don't know who Mark Calloway is, that is the Undertaker. Please go ahead. I urge you to go ahead and check out that interview. You're not going to be disappointed. And please read the comments section while you're at it.
Yes,
you know?
Please. You know?
Emphasis on,
Weigh 295 pounds from Death Valley. The Taker.
See, that's right. That's right.
You know?
Oh, my Lord. So we're here to discuss the NFL. We're here to discuss Conor McGregor. We're here to discuss WWE breaking records, ladies and gentlemen. And we're here to discuss anything else in between. Right, ladies and gentlemen? That's right.
Do we have to talk about Conor McNugget?
Right.
Yes,
Conor,
we do. We do. We must talk about Conor McGregor.
Okay.
Great.
That's right.
Great.
All right.
And you know what? Let's get that out of the way.
Right.
Before we get to the football stuff, let's
get
that out of the way.
Let's take out the trash,
ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
You know?
That's right.
Ooh, yeah. So,
you know?
Conor McGregor has said that he's up to fighting Nate Diaz, not at 170, not at 155.
No.
At 165. I'll let that marinate for you guys. At 165. Any thoughts?
What is his ideal weight, Conor's? Is he lightweight? What?
Conor's just a mess.
What should he...
He says, quote, independently of what happens on Saturday against Nurmagomedov, he is not opposed to fighting Nate Diaz at 165. Oh, and I forgot to include for the belt. For the 165 championship.
Oh, no.
There is no 165 division.
So what?
So how are you gonna fight? How are you gonna fight for a belt for a weight class that does not exist?
Here's the scoop.
Seriously,
According to Dana White.
Hey, I know. He's gonna ask King James to allow them to go back, right?
Listen.
Then they're gonna bring the belt, right?
Listen. I got the scoop. I got the scoop on that. Here we go.
Yeah.
Call me a conspiracy theorist all you want, folks, but I'm gonna give it to you straight.
Go ahead.
A day before this announcement dropped, Conor McGregor wanting to fight at 165. Dana White said, quote, "There will not be a 165-pound division." Ironically, he said this a day before Conor McGregor dropped that comment about Nate Diaz and wanting to fight him. We all know Dana White's track record whenever he says there'll never be, there won't be, I oppose. What ends up happening, folks?
He doesn't oppose.
Exactly. Ain't no way that man's opposing. There will be a 165 division. Why? For the purpose of feeding Conor's ego.
You are correct. See the women's division. There's now 3 women's divisions now. 4 actually.
Yeah.
Strawweight, bantamweight, flyweight, featherweight. 4 weight classes for women, and they will implement a 165-pound division to continue to pacify this petulant, entitled child that is Conor McGregor.
Who, by the way, is hurting the sport of MMA. Not just UFC, folks.
He is a cancer to the sport of MMA. He is a cancer.
And let me explain how he's hurting MMA. There was a Bellator event this past weekend, if my information serves correct.
Oh no.
And
what did he do?
Oh no, he didn't do anything. I just had no idea that there was a Bellator event until I went on Fightful and Sean Rossap reported it. If it wasn't for Sean, I would have never known.
Really?
Now, why do I tie this into McGregor? Well, McGregor has been such a detriment to the sport of MMA that he's kind of made me not care about it, no matter what promotion you're trying to promote. No matter what company you're trying to sell, I'm not budging. It doesn't move me as it used to.
We have said this on numerous occasions. Yeah, Conor McGregor is a cancer to the sport.
Absolutely.
He's supposed to be he's supposed to be the face of UFC, which is the leader in MMA. And boy, that face is really deformed, disfigured, defamed. Any other adjective you can come up with. That's what that face is right now.
Yes. Unfortunately, and the state of MMA as a whole is just, my gosh.
So real quick, my reaction to his challenge to Nate Diaz is woot woot.
My reaction to it, I'm not even going to give it the golf clap if you want my honest opinion. I know you did it sarcastically too, but I'm just saying. Watch, 165-pound weight class on the horizon, folks.
It's because he wants another belt to hold hostage. I bet you anything that's what it is.
Of course that's what it is. Because he thinks that by holding weight classes hostage, he's establishing a Hall of Fame
legacy.
Correct.
Yeah, and he's not.
He's not in the conversation with the GSPs of the world, with the Mac Hugheses of the world, with the Anderson Silvas and the Demetrius Johnsons and the Jose Aldos of the world. He's not in that conversation. I don't give a damn what Dana White says. I don't care how much he gives him fellatio and claims him to be the pound for pound best. Whoa. He's not in that conversation.
Folks, listener discretion is advised sometimes.
Well, I was politically correct with that.
Well, you are, but it's still a strong subject,
but
man.
It's still
a strong subject.
Yeah, it still applies.
It's the equivalent of Sean Rossap promoting the one, the only Blue Chew, folks.
Again with the Blue Chew.
Hey,
shout out to Sean Rossap and shout out to Fightful.
Hey, look. Hey, Dana White doesn't need Blue Chew as long as he has his Lucky Charm. Huh?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
The leprechaun over there. Now, staying on the subject of MMA and UFC, however, remember how I said on an episode of SportsVista how John Jones, every time he's been suspended, he's never gone without fighting set year? Well,
Correct.
it so happens that he'll be fighting on the 29th of December at UFC 232.
UFC 232. Correct.
So the record
And
continues.
his opponent,
Go ahead.
the man who defeated him,
That was a hell of
not
a.
on the scorecards, but
That was a hell of a.
defeated him,
That was a hell of a
Alexander
fight.
Gustafsson.
That was a hell of
It
a
was.
fight. Alexander Gustafsson.
He brought it. Gustafsson brought it. He won that fight. The judges didn't see it that way, but hey.
I think he won that fight too. But even though the judges scored the fight the way they did, bro, I can't be mad at that either, though. You know, it's not one of those where I'm discouraged by the result.
It wasn't controversial to that extent.
No. But yes, in my view, Gustafsson did win.
Yeah.
So, but needless to say, both men ended up in the hospital.
This rematch was long overdue. Yes, and they both ended up in the hospital. That's how they beat the hell out of each other that night.
Wow.
That was a war, man. Holy crap. Whew.
But yes, like Ness just said, this rematch has been long overdue. Not only that, but let me take another detour here. Sticking with John Jones, however. I said this to these guys off air yesterday, matter of fact, and comment I had made was, I am rooting for JBJ. Not just from an athletic position, but I'm rooting for him as a person. John Jones, brother, get your stuff together, man. Remember who you are, where you came from, you know, and don't let go of those morals that you stand by, bruh. That's all I'm saying.
You know, as we've expressed on previous podcasts, you know, the John Bones Jones thing, it was disappointing more than anything else. Because, man, we know what he's battling, the demons he's battling and everything like that. So it's just disappointing.
So, you know, even more so rooting for him in the cage, I'm rooting for him as a person. Get his life together. Yeah. He deserves it.
We also, you know, we also expressed too that we had no problem with him being taken off that UFC 200 card. To no, not 200. What was it? Yeah, was it 200?
Yeah, it was 200.
Yeah, it was 200.
We had no problem with that. We just had a problem with the double standard that took place.
Yes. But that was then, this is now. And
I mean, there's only one person that can help him.
Well, I did say yesterday as well, if there's one thing that he has going for himself is his belief in God. And no drug, no addiction is more powerful than that.
That's right.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you want to be addicted to something, be addicted to God.
Well, no, I wouldn't even suggest that either.
You know, well, no, but
come on,
you know, but God can help you. And like you, I mean, I'm rooting for him myself simply because you know, he's a spiritualist. You
know what? In some weird twist, I think it is a good thing that you mentioned being addicted to God. I think we have our next episode of this coming Tuesday's Endless Possibilities, folks.
Endless Possibilities. Good plug.
Addicted to God.
Where did I start?
Here we go.
Where did I start? I'm kidding. Cool. Awesome.
All right.
So there's a plug there.
Stay tuned for that,
unannounced, but now announced.
Unannounced. Just
had
now
been
announced.
unspoken, but now is spoken.
Here we go. So, John Jones is his return. With the current state of MMA, I'm at the point where I just don't care about MMA in general. So it's like, cool.
It's like whatever.
Cool.
Well, me personally, because it's John Jones, I react to it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I feel that way.
You cannot say you're not reacted to it, but I get your position. I get your point because it's one of those where you're like, all right, cool, but you're not enthusiastic because you're not invested in the product. It just doesn't pull you. It just doesn't draw you anymore.
Which is a damn shame because we're talking about one of the pound-for-pound best fighters we've ever seen.
Yes. Who
that's
deserves
not even enough for?
Go
that's
ahead,
not even enough to get us enthused. I was like,
yeah,
okay. So
In order for UFC, in order for MMA to improve, to invest me again, to captivate, they need to get rid of these shenanigans. They need to get rid of the WWE-esque promos and whatever else they do. You know what I'm saying? Because this ain't scripted sports. This ain't sports entertainment.
No.
This is supposed to be legitimate. You're not supposed to get over. I get promoting a fight. I understand that. But you're not supposed to get it over through antics as disgusting as the ones that Conor McGregor has used, which has affected, as I repeat it again, MMA as a whole, to the point where you could bring in whoever you want at this point. I'm like, okay, good. Hooray. Whoop-de-doo. Yeah. I don't care at this point. You know, I care for John Jones.
Conor,
yes, obviously I do. But I don't care for the company anymore.
Right.
And that's unfortunate, because we've said on numerous occasions it's not the fighter's fault.
No,
not at all.
You know, it's
one fighter's fault. It's the powers that be
one fighter
fault.
in particular who's been allowed to run amok, who's been allowed to do whatever he wants just because he's a draw.
Yep.
I don't recall this leeway being given to GSP or Anderson Silva or Matt Hughes or Chuck Liddell. I don't remember that leeway being given to them.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Why this guy?
And I know many would argue, oh, what about Tito Ortiz? Well,
yeah,
Tito Ortiz talked trash. There was a love soap opera story between him and Dana. However, he didn't stoop as low as McGregor has. He didn't hold belts hostage. He didn't just sit there 1 year, 2 years pass, and all of a sudden remembered that he was employed. That didn't happen with him, folks.
Wow.
Exactly.
Come on. Let's be real here. I challenge you, viewer, listener, I challenge you to please comment below and tell us, give us a reasonable explanation towards why you believe Conor deserves to be within the conversation of the GSPs of the world, the Anderson Silvas of the world. Why is he a GOAT? Why? Because I, for one, do not understand how he deserves such credibility when he's done nothing to earn that. You know, to me, a champion is defined by how long he keeps that belt. Longevity, for me, is a bigger deal than how many belts one can win in God knows how many categories and weight classes.
Right.
If you can prove to me that you can keep a title to the point of, I don't know, when you study careers such as GSPs and Anderson Silvas, what do you see when you look at their credentials? What do you see when you look at their resume in terms of title contentionship and title holders?
Let's clear this up.
You see,
let's
longevity
clear this up right now. There is four multiple weight class champions. BJ Penn, Randy Couture,
Yep.
GSP,
Yep.
and Daniel Cormier.
That's
it. 1, 2, 3, 4 Hall of Famers. 4 pound for pound best.
Legitimate.
4
legitimate.
You gotta pound for pound best.
Yeah, you gotta emphasize
their resumes
legitimate.
Their resumes speak for themselves.
They do.
They didn't need all the antics and all that crap to create their legacy.
Right.
And they defended.
Let their skill set do the talking.
And they defended it. And even if they lost, they still stepped in there.
And here, here's my question. You guys were talking about, defending the championship and everything.
Yes.
And I believe that you have to have a passion. I was talking to Mo yesterday off the air about a totally different subject. But I was saying, in order for you to make it in a business, you have to have passion for it. And these guys that you mentioned do. No question.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
not only that, they also wanted to be the best at their craft.
The best, right. Yeah.
Conor McGregor just wants to sell a brand. That's all he wants to do. He wants to sell a brand and be a brand.
Right. there's no compassion. There's no passion for what he's doing. I mean, I know it, I know he doesn't love MMA like he says he does, because if he did, his actions would show it. And he does not belong in any type of conversations with, GSP and DC and all those people.
No.
Not at all.
No. Not even close.
No, not at all.
Not even close.
I know it's a stupid question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. What's going to happen on Saturday?
What's going to happen on Saturday? You know what's going to happen on Saturday? Conor McGregor is going to get mauled by the Eagle. That's what's going to happen. Khabib is going to smash him. He's going to mash him. He's going to chew him up and spit him out. That's what's going to happen. We all know Conor's cardio has always been a problem for him. We all know Conor
on the ground.
Achilles' heel is wrestling.
Yep.
And he's facing perhaps one of the best wrestlers in MMA right now.
Mm-hmm. I see this going...
So
I'm going to be generous. I see it going round 3. Beginning stages of round 3. A minute and a half to 2 minutes in.
Yeah. I was just about to say that, yeah.
A minute and a half to 2 minutes in. Boom. Goodbye.
The only way Conor is going to win this is if he lands a lucky punch.
Which again, he can.
A la Jose Aldo.
Which again, he can. Nobody is taking away the factor that can happen. However, we're talking about Nurmagomedov here. He's not going to be stupid. He is smart.
There's no denying that Conor is a dynamic striker.
Right.
But he lacks the cardio, and he lacks the endurance and the stamina to go the distance.
Again, Nurmagomedov is not a dumb fighter. He knows.
No, he's not.
He knows. He's ready. And where does he do his talking?
He does his talking in the cage, in the octagon.
That's right. Now, Crystal, you wanted to say something, so...
Yes,
and
unlike
unlike every other opponent Conor's had, he's not in Khabib's head at all. Not happening.
Good point.
Not happening. Yeah, go ahead, Crystal.
No, but he is in, Khabib is in Conor's head. And I think that's funny. So, okay, so I have a question. And this is more of a Mo question. And, Ness can answer too. But why does Conor have a problem with cardio?
Why does Conor have a problem with cardio?
Goes back to what you said before about the lack of passion he has for the craft.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Okay.
That's because that right there is basic fundamentals.
Because Conor just wants us to focus on one aspect of the game, which is brawling, punching, and that's all he's worried about. Getting the knockout, being the highlight, being the talk of the night. He wants to get recognition for all the knockouts that he can get, and that's all he cares about. He doesn't care of being disciplined in other forms of martial arts.
And you have to be.
Of course.
Yes. If you want to be in that conversation with the GSPs of the world, you have to be disciplined. You have to be well-rounded. You have to be willing to fight.
Exactly.
Okay.
And in order to give a punch, you have to be willing to take a punch.
Yeah, Conor.
Ain't that a good concept to take home?
He struggled with Nate Diaz on the ground.
Repeat that again, bro. Please.
His specialty is jiu-jitsu.
He struggled with who?
Wrestling.
He struggled with who?
He struggled with Nate Diaz on the ground. He tapped out.
Nate Diaz. I mean, again, you can't take anything away from his jiu-jitsu, but he's no wrestler. No. But he wrestled Conor and made Conor tap. Not to mention, this was a Nate Diaz that was focused on something other than fighting. Remember?
This was a Nate Diaz who came in on that particular fight on 10 days' notice.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He was ready to run a...
10 days' notice.
What was it? What was that event that he was partaking in after that event, bruh?
Some triathlon, I think he was in.
There you go. Yeah, he was prepping for that. He wasn't worried about fighting.
There's a guy who has an amazing amount of cardio.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he could fight for days.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Shout out to Rimus. Come on, you know why I'm saying that. If you guys want football predictions, if you guys want MMA prediction, wrestling, any sports prediction, if you happen to be listening to this or watching this, and if you happen to know who Rimus is, because hint you know who I am, then listen, do not go to him for picks.
No.
You'll lose money and lose money fast.
He is a jinx, man. I'm telling you.
Good looking, man.
What is it? The Greenie used to always call his picks the KOD.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kiss of death. Those are his picks.
Oh my lord. So moving on.
What did he say back in the day? He said, "Hey, man, the Diaz brothers are gonna rule the division."
They're gonna rule the division. Yeah, they're gonna take over. Blah blah blah. And all the people that he picked that year to take over ended up either getting injured, losing in a very dramatic fashion, or becoming non-existent.
Wow.
Pretty much. Yep.
Okay, one of those three scenarios.
Overeem, Hendo, and the Diaz brothers were all supposed to dominate at that time.
Yep. And it didn't happen. It didn't happen. Didn't happen and didn't happen.
Yep. 0 for 4.
So, veering from MMA and UFC and the clown over there, McGregor, as you see here on the title.
Before we do that, if you guys are gonna watch that monstrosity on Saturday, you can order that on pay-per-view, or hit up your local sports bar or what have you. You're gonna watch that.
That's right.
Yeah.
If you are gonna watch that.
If you're gonna watch it, yeah.
I can't wait to see the buy rates of that. I want to know how it does from a pay-per-view perspective. And speaking of pay-per-view perspective, WWE is breaking records, ladies and gentlemen. Last week, they had their lowest score in terms of WWE Raw viewership and ratings. This past Monday, they managed to break their own record and succeed in scoring the lowest rating ever for a WWE Raw show. They broke their own record.
You have to understand, man. They were going up against the juggernaut that is Monday Night Football. You have to understand. No one can compete with Monday Night Football. No one can compete with that. No one.
You want to battle with me, damn it! You want to battle with me, damn it!
Who the hell do you think you are?
Oh, WWE.
So tell the people out there what that number was. What was that rating?
Yes. Last week it was 1.62?
The overall, it was 1.62, and this one dropped by, let's just round it up to 1.55.
Whoa.
We'll round it down, should I say.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Ay.
They're taking hits.
Oh.
They're taking hits. They're taking really big hits, and no pun intended, be it that they're going up against Monday Night Football. But Monday Night Football or not, once upon a time during the Attitude Era, they would go up against Monday Night Football, and matter of fact, they were beating them in the ratings at certain points. I ain't making this up, folks. Okay? Now, one could say, but people wait the next day to watch it on Hulu. There's other flexibilities in terms of you watching TV program nowadays, which is true. Okay, I could take that into consideration, but still, when
you have if you have a quality product, none of that matters. People are going to tune in, and when the product is crap, people aren't going to tune in.
Exactly.
That's just plain and simple.
Exactly.
All it boils down to.
They need new
Now,
writing
SmackDown,
staff.
on the other hand, is doing really well. It's doing a lot better than
Very
Raw.
nice.
SmackDown's writing team, I think, okay, I'm not going to say they're NXT-like, but they are different. You know, you have the whole story with what's his face? God, with
They have a
Miz
new
and
writing
Daniel
team?
Bryan. You know, you
Miz
have that
and Daniel
you have that
Bryan.
thing going on, which it's a very good feud. And if on Saturday, if Miz wins, which I think is the right thing to do, you have Miz defeat AJ Styles for the championship. You know, you keep building that feud with Daniel Bryan and have it lead up to WrestleMania. There's a lot of different outlets and lots of possibilities here that the writers can play with, that bookers can play with, and make this a hell of a story for what it's worth right now and for what it should be worth in the future. You know, they also have other stories like Samoa Joe, and speaking of AJ Styles is in that feud as well.
Styles.
And, you know, we're seeing, I wouldn't say it's out of the box because we've seen the whole home invasion angles and things of that nature, but it's refreshing because it's something that's rarely seen, and it's really good to see them thinking, you know what else can we do? How can we step it up? How can we top last week? And they find ways to do that, and they find ways to top the last match that they had with each other. So that's good. The whole Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair thing, that's amazing in its own right too, because here we have a Charlotte Flair who they were trying to, they're trying to push her and ram her down our throats, telling us cheer for her, but the audience has obviously chosen Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch, if anything, is looking like the babyface instead of Charlotte, because watch what happened. If you guys haven't tuned into SmackDown, for those who watch the product, tune in to last week's SmackDown and you'll see Charlotte Flair got booed out of the building.
Yep.
But
Speaking of the
again,
women,
all this to say,
what-
SmackDown is the
is
better
there-
product. Go ahead.
Speaking of the women, is there any news on Brie Bella? What are they?
I wanna get-
discipline. What's up with that?
I want to get to that. Now, last week we covered what happened on Raw between the Bella twins, specifically Brie Bella and Liv Morgan. And Liv Morgan was concussed because of 2-3 botched kicks. Yes, kicks from Brie Bella, which I saw to necessarily not be an accident, even though it could be deemed an accident. But to me, it's no accident when you know, oh crap, I kicked her hard the first time. Well, you should either stop doing the kicks or just you know, I in my opinion, what should have happened, they should have called the match off.
Yeah.
On his podcast, Taz said the same exact thing. They should have called the match off, especially knowing that an athlete was legitimately hurt, concussed. And in terms of the repercussions that they're taking with Brie Bella, sadly, I don't see them taking any, but I don't know because I did not tune into Raw, so I can't necessarily speak on that. I can't elaborate. I'm not sure if she had any in-ring this past Monday. I don't think she did, but I could be wrong, but I don't think she did. If anything, I think she should go back to a training facility just to get her legs underneath her again, because she's dangerous to a lot of people.
And herself.
And
as
herself.
we said last
Yeah, that like you said last week, she's a danger to others as well as herself. I mean, something has to give here.
Of course. Because we got to
Something has
understand,
to
folks,
give.
and I can't stress it enough. Wrestling, you could see it as fake, you know what. Okay? But really think about it. Can you do what they do? If it's as fake as you say it is, can you do what they do and live to tell the story? You know, all this to say, accidents will and do happen in wrestling. More so, I dare say, more so than any other legitimate sport. It might be choreographed. Well, it is choreographed. Matches are predetermined. You could call it fake, like I said before. But the risks factors are a lot more higher than any other sport.
Yeah, because it's choreographed and because they're constantly performing. It's not like they have, weeks in between off or anything. They're constantly performing on a daily basis, on an almost daily basis. 200 plus
days a year.
They're on the road 200 plus days a year, almost the entire year.
Yeah.
Constantly performing, constantly at it.
Yeah.
So at any moment, there could be an accident.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Even if you're at a training facility, there still could be accidents.
Yes.
Yes.
And another thing to realize, this isn't like filming a movie where you have take 1, take 2. You don't have a stuntman doing your stunts for you. This is on the spot. There aren't any retakes. There ain't no redos. So...
And when they say don't try this at home, they really mean don't try this at home, because taking a bump, you could get hurt.
Yeah.
Big time. You wouldn't think that you'd have to tell people, hey, don't try this at home, but there's always those.
But you know why? But you know why? You know why they do it? They do it because, again, they're under this false pretense of, oh, this is fake.
Right.
And because it's fake, I can't get hurt.
Right.
You couldn't be any more further from the truth.
And that's a misconception, as you just said. Yeah.
Right.
Because just because the outcomes are scripted doesn't mean that what they're doing is fake. It's choreographed.
But it's not fake.
Now let me ask you this: going back to the Brie Bella thing, how would you feel if, for example, they decided, you know what, we're not going to give her any sort of punishment. Instead, of what we're going to do is we're going to limit her ring time. We're not going to put her in singles competitions, and when she's in tag matches, we're going to give her a minimum workload to where she's not going to do high impact moves. We're just going to have her do simplistic things like breakup counts or kind of play a managerial role, so to speak, but still have involvement in the match as a team player.
That wouldn't be enough. They could do that on top of whatever punishment they hand down, because there has to be something handed down. She gave this woman a concussion.
Yeah.
That can't go unpunished.
Mm-hmm.
That's a serious issue. She gave her a concussion.
Because what if she does it to somebody else?
Do you feel that fans are... Here's another subject for you. Do you feel that fans are in the right in terms of going on her Twitter page and, for lack of a better term here, making her feel like crap? Because a lot of fans here have a lot of resentment towards what happened here with Liv Morgan and Brie Bella, and they are harassing Brie Bella. So does she deserve that?
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
I don't think so either.
Because, she's a human being at the end of the day, and the company is the one who needs to take action. Fans can just sit there on their little couches, behind their little tablets or their little computers, and say all they want, but that's not going to do anything. You have to remember, you're talking to this live human being who has feelings.
Yes.
Just because they're on their mobile phones or their tablets or their computers, they're still people.
Yes. I'm not going to go...
feelings.
I'm not going to go on Twitter, or she has a Facebook. I'm not going to go on any means of social media and shame her. What right do I have in doing that? Again, she's a human being. She's allowed to make mistakes, even though I've deemed this not necessarily as a mistake. But what do I know? Yeah, I'm not in there. She's the one that's in there. Liv Morgan is the one. Who's to say that Liv Morgan's timing wasn't off too? Just to say.
Exactly.
Might have been.
You don't know.
You know what I mean?
Nevertheless, this is the problem with these keyboard gangsters. You know what I'm saying? They feel entitled to say whatever the hell they want.
Yes.
That's what it is. And the reality is, it's not right.
No, they need to remember, these are people. Just because they can't see you These are people who have feelings.
Correct. So it's
They
the
do this
defense.
with these people do this with all public figures though. This is what people do.
I
They sit
know,
behind
but
their smart devices and just running their fingers. I can't
But
say
my
running their
point
mouths.
is, they're
it's just,
people. All
Yeah.
these public
Yeah.
figures, you know,
Yeah, of course, yeah.
they're people.
But they don't see them that way. They view them as like,
Of course not.
you know,
I mean, how would they
demigods, so to
like
speak.
it? How would they like it if, you know, people came at them
oh,
that
forget
they
it.
didn't know?
I mean, yes. Should they understand that they put themselves in a position to where they're going to get scrutinized? Absolutely. Should they understand that there's going to be a backlash to what they do? And I didn't mean no pun there. But absolutely. They should understand that
there's
too.
a thin line.
However,
There's a
there
thin line
should
between-
right, there should be a line that you draw. You should know better. People shouldn't
There's a
listen.
thin line
Listen,
between
guys.
scrutinizing.
To you damn bullies out there, if you're gonna give criticism, be constructive about it. But if you're gonna bully somebody, if you're gonna harass somebody, you shouldn't be allowed to be on a keyboard, on a tablet, because you are as childish as I don't even know what to compare it to. But just stop. Stop. She's a
Here's the
human
thing.
being, folks. I know I've scrutinized her,
people-
but that's all I've done is scrutinize her. I haven't
There's a
crucified
fine
her.
line
I
between-
scrutinized her.
There's a fine line between scrutinizing someone and harassing someone. There's
Yes.
a fine line.
Yes.
And that, and,
It's
you know,
like
and you sitting behind your keyboard doing all that is very cowardly. And you know the funny thing is, these are the people who happen to be the most thin-skinned.
They're the most sensitive people ever.
They're the most thin-skinned people that exist. The ones who sit around and constantly run their fingers. They are the most thin-skinned.
Because they have nothing better to do with their lives than to bully other people. It's kind of like when you're in school and you have the big bully that comes up to you and asks you for your lunch money and you tell him no. It's like that.
You go eat your cornbread.
Yeah? What?
It's very
Classic.
shameful, though, that people stoop that
is.
low.
It is.
Again, it's one thing to scrutinize and be critical of somebody, but don't go ahead to the point where you're going to personally look to attack and offend that person.
Right.
That's unfair. You know, it's like me, for example. I have my gripes with Roman Reigns. Come on, no. How vocal have I been in terms of my dislike towards him, in terms of the character that they have him playing on air? But for all I know, he could be a hell of a person.
Keywords, the character. Not the human being.
He could be
The
a hell
character.
of a person. Yeah, he could be a hell of a person. For all I know.
You have been vocal about his character and the way it's been executed. That's all you've talked
Right.
about.
Yeah, I'm not attacking him as a
Never
person.
attacked him as a person. Yeah.
No, same for John Cena. How many times haven't I said, listen, I think his character is crap, but as a man, as a person, I think he's phenomenal.
He's cool.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
You're a good person. Yeah.
Yeah.
I personally have heard stories of his from
Yes.
people that I know who have had interaction with John Cena. So I know. I'm not just
What about
speaking
CM
just to hear myself.
Right.
Huh?
So stop, people. Stop.
I mean,
Let her be.
And we could go.
Let her be, because you know what? The only people... So, I don't mean to cut you off, but the only people that should be dealing with Brie Bella is WWE.
Right.
Yes.
We could go.
None of us. None of us here signs her paycheck, so there's no
No,
reason for us
we
to
don't
be
pay
that
her
invested
bills.
into what happened.
We don't pay her bills. We don't sign her paychecks. We don't help her with her money.
No, not at all.
We don't buy her food.
We can't even begin to fathom her kind of her money. My God.
No, you're right. And, you guys,
Primo.
I do not, I
Don't ever do that again.
do not. Yeah, don't ever do that again. Okay, I did not like Cody Rhodes' character.
I did.
It was one of those, I don't like you, but at the same time, I love you. It was one of those where you love to hate him, but you couldn't help it.
I'm a big proponent for the heels.
You know, it was one of those like, oh my gosh, like, okay, you know, same thing with Gato. Oh, I don't like what he did. But that's a character.
For those who watch New Japan, y'all know who that is.
Yes, that's a character. For all we know, the guy who plays Gato could be cool. We don't know.
And speaking of New Japan,
Tune
in
yeah.
on Monday
Yeah.
as the champion Kenny Omega takes on Cody Rhodes and Kota Ibushi for the strap, ladies and gentlemen. Please, if you're not subscribed to NJPW World, I urge you, for $8 a month, you can get the best wrestling in the world. Every single pay-per-view. You can watch anything from Wrestle Kingdom to King of Pro Wrestling to the G1 Climax. You can watch World Tag League, all these tournaments. You can watch specials. You can watch biographies. You can go back into the library and watch all the way back dating to 1972, where New Japan was conceived, born, and ready to take the wrestling world by storm. Folks, if you're not subscribed, subscribe now. Go, do it. I urge you, don't delay. Do it today, and maybe you'll get paid. Who knows? I don't know, but just do it. Why? Because everyone's doing it. I'm doing it. Ness is doing it. Crystal's doing it. The guy next door is doing it. The milkman's doing it. The pizza delivery guy is doing it. The sexy operator over there at 1-800-SEXXXXX is doing it. Please do it, and do it now. Why? Because everyone's doing it. If you're not doing it, you should be doing it. Why? Because I'm doing it. You're doing it. Everyone's doing it. Do it because everyone's doing it.
Hello, this is the sexy operator. I'm doing it.
There you go, folks. You heard it here, live on the T Hooligans.
I've subscribed.
Hey, is that worthy of a shuffle? Huh?
1 second. I've subscribed to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Have you?
Hey. Woo! There we go.
How's that?
That was good, sir.
And
now, ladies and gentlemen,
if you love good wrestling, check that out, y'all. Check that out. You won't be disappointed.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to some football.
PigSkin.
Week 4 has come and gone.
Week 4. Yeah.
The Philadelphia Eagles. I want to talk about the Eagles. You know, for the first time, I feel motivated to talk about the...
Sir, what? Why are you smiling, sir? Uh-oh. Everything is evil.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Ness. Please.
Hey,
can you...
Hey, you know what? You know what? I'm going to quit halfway through this podcast.
Please, I'm going to give you the privilege. I won't interrupt you. I won't say a damn word. I'll give you the privilege to recap the game.
Okay, well, let's see. We lost 26-23 in overtime. Let's have a recap.
I'm sure there was more to that. Go ahead. What was your lead before that? Huh?
We had a 17-10 lead, and we blew it.
And what? And yeah, what?
We blew it. We blew a 17-10 lead.
Why? How did y'all do that?
Turnovers, man. Turnovers.
What is it? What does that mean?
They got their wings clipped. They got their feathers chopped off. They got their beaks snapped. They got their necks twisted. You know what? I'm gonna have some neck bone today, baby. That's right. That's what I'm gonna do.
Neck bone, lima beans, and gravy.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have some neck bone. Huh?
What are you, Mr. Sanford?
Well, look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, the Eagles lost. His Eagles lost. That's not even the sound that an eagle makes, but it's a bird anyway.
That's a pigeon.
So. That's right. That's all right. You know, we had a tough one, man. Oh, yeah, it's a pigeon. That's a pigeon.
know what the hell an eagle
Birdman.
sounds like.
It's more like
An eagle sounds like a
Bro,
hawk.
that's a coquille, man. What you talking about?
yeah, that's right, man. That's the champion bird. Yeah.
An eagle sounds like a hawk.
Oh,
You like that? Just like that.
okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Now, explain to me, what is a turnover? Is it an apple turnover? What is it?
It's when when your team has a possession and the defense takes the ball from them. Basically, that's what a turnover.
Yes.
So that's what happened with you guys. That's why you guys lost?
That's what happened to us. Yeah.
Don't buy into his excuse. They're bad. Their quarterback isn't ready yet.
Really?
Oh, really?
Their quarterback ain't ready yet. Their quarterback ain't ready. He ain't ready for prime time. All right. He ain't ready for the big one. He ain't ready for the Super Bowl. He ain't go last year to the Super Bowl.
And Dink and Dunk is ready for it.
Oh, we won. We won on Sunday.
Okay.
We won
Okay,
on Sunday,
guys,
baby.
I have a confession to make.
Yeah.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
There you have it, y'all.
Dink and Dunk Dak, huh? Listen, Dink and
and
Dunk
Dunk
Dak was on the attack on Sunday. All right, he was throwing that ball up there. He was rumbling. He wasn't fumbling. He was running. He went all the way. Zeke, ladies and gentlemen, Zeke the freak never lost, never missed his step. I'll admit, even when the Dallas Cowboys were playing like crap. Okay.
Which is almost all the time.
Anyway, don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me. Even when they was playing like crap, see, Zeke still had the magic. He still had them legs, you know what I'm saying? He still had the perseverance. He still had the tenacity. He still had the strength. He still had the power. He still had the will to will himself on and to play like a champion. Because in spite of all that, which RB right now is leading, bro? Who's ahead right now? Huh? Who's leading the scoreboard?
Right now, Todd Gurley is.
Who's leading the scoreboard right now? Who's leading the scoreboard
Right now, Todd Gurley is. Yeah, there you go.
Who's leading the scoreboard right now?
Yeah, Todd Gurley right now is leading the way. Yeah.
For now. Okay. I'll tell you this. After I got done watching the Cowboys game, all I thought was, damn, they finally remembered that they was employed by the NFL and that they had to play football. They finally remembered that in order for me to win games, sometimes I gotta throw the ball out there. Sometimes I gotta take a risk.
The way your team is constructed, the way this is gonna go is, it's either Zeke or bust. Period. Zeke or bust.
Well, that was a problem. They wasn't using Zeke to his best either, though.
Therein lies the problem.
They wasn't using him at his best. All joking aside, they wasn't.
Reality, you don't have the weaponry on the outside. So you need to
they're gone.
Zeke. You have to feed the beast. You have to feed the beast in order to open up those opportunities for those other guys.
Exactly. Because once things are in play via Zeke, it facilitates Dak to stick to his dink and dunk methods. But you have to let Zeke take charge.
And not just his dink and dunk method, but his occasional deep pass.
Exactly.
You have to run to set that up.
He has to stick to that, though, bro. He has to not be afraid to throw it out there once in a while.
But you have to feed the beast in order to set that up.
Yes. Because then it opens up
the field. It ain't gonna work.
It opens up the field for him to pass it. But let's see what happens. In all reality, let's see what happens. I'm not really gonna sing the praises of the Cowboys at this point.
Needless to say that our predictions from last week were both wrong.
Yes, they were both wrong.
I
did predict the Eagles to win, and I predicted the Cowboys to lose, and
we were both wrong. And we were both
none of that happened. which
None of that happened.
is fine by me. I'm happy with that. Aren't
I
you?
wonder why.
Are you not happy
Yeah, I
with
wonder
that?
why. Yeah.
Huh?
I don't think
No,
he is,
sir.
sir.
Huh?
No, sir.
No.
Well, on the bright side, the Giants got spanked by the Saints. I'm okay, so that makes me feel a little bit better.
Well, what more were you expecting, though? It's Drew freaking Brees, who, by the way,
My goodness.
tune in on Monday. He has a chance to make history.
Well, I wasn't expecting the Giants to only score 18 points against that anemic Saints defense. That I wasn't expecting.
Why do they
I
gotta
was
be
expecting
anemic
a
for?
slugfest.
Gosh.
Because their defense
Because
does suck.
they are anemic.
Oh.
They're bad.
Their defense is
bad.
terrible.
They're anemic.
But Drew
They're
Brees
anorexic.
has
They're
a
inept.
chance. But Drew Brees does have the possibility of making history on Monday. Tune in, folks. Tune in, please. You don't want to miss this.
Monday.
Speaking of Monday, I have to speak about Monday. I've been dying to talk about Monday.
Let's go. Monday night. The reason Raw scored so low was because Patrick Mahomes was putting on a show. Live, baby, live at Mile High. Woo!
I'm watching this game
This
and
kid.
I'm saying,
Wow.
you know what? Denver Broncos got the formula. Of course they would. I mean, division rivals. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, you
So
would
that's
think.
to be expected.
Yeah.
That's no surprise. That shouldn't have caught
Yeah,
anybody
of
by
course.
surprise. But the
Yeah.
question was, how was he gonna overcome adversity? Does he have the strength, will, and knowledge, intelligence enough to carry the team, a rookie, mind you, to carry this team to victory after being down 10? Not only down 10, but 10 to a division rival who was putting it on them. They was putting the hurting.
On the road.
They was putting
Down
the hurting.
10
They were
to a
playing.
division rival
They
on
were
the
playing at
road.
Mile High
And we're
Stadium,
talking about
a
a
very division
second
stadium,
year.
a very difficult stadium to play in, folks.
Mile High, yes. And Patrick Mahomes delivered. My goodness gracious. That Chiefs team is scary.
Bro, that arm,
Scary.
that arm on him.
Ooh. He's got a cannon, man. He's got a cannon. He's got deadly accuracy. He can move when he needs to. I mean, this kid he's got it.
Of course. I was
With
telling
that
this
arsenal
on.
that he has with Tyreek Hill and Kareem Hunt and Travis Kelce
my
and
God.
some of those other guys. Oh my!
I was
God.
telling this while watching this game. I'm like,
Woo.
not to sound like I'm overreacting here or anything, but we are watching something very special unfold here, and this kid has the potential of being great, of doing great things
yes.
in the NFL.
He does. He really does. I mean, man.
Okay, and that's something I don't say about many rookies who come in, but this kid,
Oh no. He definitely is a star in the making.
my God,
Like, man.
that arm,
Bro,
that
he brought
not only
them
that
back.
arm, but that accuracy.
The accuracy, the ability to improvise when he needs to. I mean, phew,
Bro,
man,
let me ask you this.
incredible.
You're new in the league, okay? You've played hot for 3 games. You finally hit this brick wall. What would happen to most?
Most would fold. They would fold under that
Crumble, they
pressure at the
fold,
end.
they panic,
crumble.
they don't know what to do. This kid,
They have they'll have a DAC attack.
exactly. This kid, this kid stayed composed,
Yep, he did.
and more importantly, he won. I even said to Ness, even if they lose, at least he knows I can do enough to at least keep my team in the game. But damn it, he won.
Yeah,
They won. The
he didn't-
freaking
he
Chiefs
didn't just-
won.
He didn't just keep them in the game. He brought them all the way back, and they won. They
Brought
walked
them
out of there
all the way
victorious.
back. All the
Woo.
way. I couldn't believe it.
Now this week he has another test in front of him when they take on Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yep.
Oh, that's
That's a hell of a game. That's a hell
that's
of a
gonna be
friggin'
good.
game. I mean, shoot. Bro, are you ready to do the Blake shake?
That's right, man.
Huh? That's right. Do the Blake Shake! That's right.
The Blake Shake. Yeah.
Look at that. I just promoted a new shirt, people. The Blake Shake. I hope Blake
That's right, y'all. Blake Shake.
Oh my gosh. I hope Blake Bortles. Why is that so hard to say sometimes?
That's a bit of a tongue twister right there, yeah.
I hope Bortles somehow comes across this video and trademarks that. Blake Shake. Bortles, go ahead, take it, man.
Yeah.
Give me royalties.
Yeah.
Give them royalties. My team over here, please.
Yeah.
Hey, we could use that.
We could.
You can use the royalties, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now tonight.
That defense taking on that... tonight we kick things off with the Deflategate game. The matchup. The Colts versus the Patriots. We all remember what happened in 2014. We all know what happened. Okay? Yeah.
That's right. We have a game between...
I remember watching that game, and I said to Mo, man...
Oh, man, this should be illegal what they're doing.
They're making this look so... This should be illegal the way they're making this look so easy. And
little did he know what he was speaking into existence.
Next thing I know, here we go with this Deflategate controversy, which dragged on for damn near 2 years.
You know...
Oh yeah, the ball thing where they were deflating the balls.
Yeah.
You know, they should change the name of the from the New England Patriots. That's right.
To what?
The New England Ball Busters. Oh, Brady, are you busting my balls, man?
Well, I had no idea about that. Yeah.
This segment of ENT Hooligan Sports Vista is brought to you by avocado ice cream. Ugh.
That's right.
Tom Brady. Go ahead, Ness. I'll let you take the honors of speaking on this.
Part of
Let's
Brady's
have a little fun here.
Diet, avocado ice cream. I mean, listen, I like avocado and I like ice cream. Just not together.
Imagine
It's
what
not
this
together,
could
man.
taste like avocado ice cream. Ugh. Oh God, I can't even.
That's right, avocado mantecado.
Yeah, man, but you eat avocados cold, dog, so you know it must taste good, homie.
Yeah, but they're by themselves, or they're in guac.
Or they're in the rest of your meal, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
You're saying.
Yeah.
Are there any NFL stories? Since we're on the subject of NFL, are there any top credible, incredible, ridiculous, funny, sad, shameful stories this week? Because from what I know, not really. It's been a slow week this week for the NFL.
This week, as far as news, yeah.
So, sorry guys, we don't have no dirt sheet material for the NFL this week. We don't have anything to speak on in terms of that. So maybe next week.
No. Maybe next week something will happen.
Yep. It happens, folks. Don't hold us accountable.
Wait a minute. Michael Kendricks has been suspended indefinitely.
Oh, really? Wait, indefinitely?
Indefinitely.
Oh crap!
Why? What did he do?
Well, he's facing felony charges for insider trading.
Yep.
Trading, excuse me.
Yep.
And
Insider trading?
he's insider trading. Trading, excuse me. Well, I can't.
Yeah, trading, bro.
Which is a federal offense, which means he's going to be facing some prison time. But in spite of this, the Seahawks still felt the need to sign him, even though they know that he is on his way to prison soon.
My damn self couldn't believe it too. I'm like,
what?
Why would you do something stupid like that, knowing that he's on his way? It is, and a waste of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, that's them, bro. It must be nice to be able to spend $1 million here, $1 million there, $6 million here, $12 million there, without a care in the world.
A mere drop in the bucket for these guys, right?
Yeah. It must be a good
just
life.
write it off on their taxes later on.
Must be good.
And also, in other news, too, congratulations to Eric Reed for getting signed by the Carolina Panthers.
Eric Reed. Damn, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, they signed him last week.
Yep. That's good,
Everybody
actually,
knows Eric
though.
Reed was, he was a part of, he was alongside Kaepernick kneeling.
That's right. Yep. So that's good.
Good for the Panthers ownership. They have new ownership now, obviously.
Yeah.
Jerry Richardson had to sell the team because, well, he was involved in some stuff he had no business being involved in.
Uh-oh.
Some sexual assault allegations that he was involved, domestic violence, and so they had to sell. He had to sell the team.
You know, folks.
But this new owner they have now, he's been quite outspoken in regards to these social issues, what have you. So he took a chance and brought in Eric Reed.
You know, folks, just to let you guys know, at some point in terms of this SportsVista programming, we might take it beyond just recapping news and talking about our feelings in terms of what's happening in the NFL and MMA and other sports. We might take an approach that of, I don't know, talking about athletes going AWOL. You know, we could potentially be discussing things outside of what we see on camera. So.
Speaking of athletes going AWOL, hey, look, Vontae Davis, who's not going to become the butt of jokes here because, well, hey,
is this the butt of jokes? Is this the part of the show where I leave?
"Quote unquote" abrupt retirement.
I'm leaving.
So here we go.
I'm out of here.
2 weeks ago, he quit.
Shutting the music
quit
down
in the middle of a game. He tapped out. 2 weeks ago, in the middle of a game. And wouldn't you know it, the last week the Bills would get a victory over the Vikings. So I guess all they need to do was get rid of the dead weight, huh? Damn.
Okay, that was actually funny.
Yeah. Go figure.
Told you guys
Hey,
I was
you
leaving.
were supposed to. You were supposed to quit.
You're supposed to quit, yeah. I forgot.
You're supposed to quit.
Yeah.
Well, without me, nobody could hold up the
right.
fort here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Without me, who
So there you
produces
have
for
it,
you
man.
guys?
You have a point.
That's true.
Yeah.
You have a point.
So, you know, I can't leave. Not to mention, I love doing this, and I love doing this with you guys, so, you know.
Oh,
That's what
we
we do,
love
man.
you too, and don't you forget it.
Have we squozen the juice out of this show?
Okay, every time we say the word squozen, I end up laughing because I just think.
Okay,
that
fine,
word
I'll change it. Have we squeezened the...
No.
Is it all
Squeezed.
squoozed out?
No, squeezed.
Oh,
Huh?
wait a minute. We forgot to mention this last week. I mean, the rumors of a Pacquiao Mayweather rematch.
Oh. What?
There are talks about them having a rematch in December.
No.
Another
Good
one?
Lord,
Why?
No. Why?
Why?
I would rather watch Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg before I watch
Oh my
a rematch
God.
of that.
I got 3 seconds. 1, 2,
Oh, gosh.
3.
I would rather watch this Saturday's event
Yeah, me too.
if you had me choose. Yeah, no.
Good point.
No.
Yeah. We know we're going to get action there, so yeah.
Ain't
that's
no,
good.
Oh, yeah.
ain't no
I mean,
way
the
I'm
fir-
watching that crap.
I mean, Mayweather-Pacquiao, the first fight, was such a immense and a tremendous disappointment. No pun intended.
You know
It was
what?
such a tremendous disappointment. Why would you want to run that back? Why?
The success to me that night, bro, the highlight to me that night was hanging around people that are cool with me.
Likewise.
If it wasn't for that, I
That
would have
was
had
the
a
highlight
miserable
for me as
time.
well.
You know, if
Oh, yeah.
if I had, because there ain't no way I was paying all that money for that event, but let's say I stayed at home and I streamed it somewhere, I would have had a miserable time. So thank goodness that I was in the midst of the company of good people. Shout out to you, Chris.
Go
What was that?
Giants.
Oh, wait. Guys, don't forget
Yes.
to tune in Saturday to the extravaganza that is WWE because of Undertaker and Triple H the last time.
Oh yeah, That's the only thing I don't believe about this. They always say last time to everything, and it's never the last
it's
time.
not going to be. It's
First ever and last time, huh? That seems to be their staple now.
Yeah, that seems to be what they stand by nowadays. First ever and last time.
That's why I'm tuning in. I'm tuning in to see that.
You know. But more importantly, tune in to New Japan. I can't stress that enough, folks. Again,
please do
subscribe. But with that said, folks, can we please end the show?
With that said, folks, thank you all for tuning in. Enjoy your weekend, y'all. And as I always like to say, God bless. Peace.
Crystal, any words?
Thank you for subscribing, and don't forget to tell your friends and family about ENT Hooligans, your entertainment hub for all. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, on YouTube, and on Facebook. The links will be provided in the video description. Enjoy your weekend, guys.
That's right, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Whatever you're going to do. If you're going to watch New Japan, if you're going to watch the Australia extravaganza that WWE is going to bring to you, if you're going to watch UFC, the clown, Conor McGregor, whatever you do, spend time with your friends. Tell your family members that you love them. And if you have a sexy lady, or ladies, if you have a sexy guy, hold on to them. Don't let them go. If they do, everything right by your side. And with all that said, in everything, absolutely everything that you do, keep God number one in your life, folks. Are you done?
Huh?
Are you done?
Huh?
In everything you do, keep
you
God.
got somebody good, hold on to him.
Never let me finish! Oh crap. I said let me finish and the bed stopped playing.
Wow.
Wow.
Come again, rewind, selector.
That's what I just did. So in everything you do, folks, keep God number one in your life. For Anti-Hooligans, I'm Baby Moy. He's Bigness. She's Little Crystal. To
Hey,
you I say,
never do that again.
Little Crystal.
Never do that again.
Little Crystal.
You know what? Never do.
Sing it, sing it, sing it.